DIY or Die, Walker Vapor Group LLC, or any of its associates do not condone nor encourage the use of nicotine, vapor products, or any mood-altering substances without the explicit consent of a physician. The content viewable on this channel is strictly for entertainment purposes only and not meant to be seen as informational or educational. Must be 21 years or older to view these materials.
Silky beat. Welcome back to another episode of the MIXINVIXENS. How are we all doing today? My name is Emily, also known as mlNikon in the DIY circles. And let's say hello to the other vixens. We've got the lovely RinVapes. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. And we've got Jen the TheJuiceFairy.
Eating bacon.
Yeah, she brought a reference food. And then we've got JJ, also known as Flavor Pro. How are you doing today, JJ?
Good evening. I'm doing good.
Hi. How was everyone's weekend?
You sure? I did nothing, which is great. I never do nothing. And I'm talking about nothing. Today, I went grocery shopping because if I don't, I'll starve. And I needed bacon.
Awesome. Rin, how was your weekend?
I'm sad. It's over. And I have to go back to work.
Sunday's always bittersweet, huh?
Yeah.
I felt that way this morning. I really was. I was like, how do I wake up on a Sunday? It's first thing in the morning. I got the entire day ahead of me, and I'm already bummed out that tomorrow's a work day.
Yeah.
I woke up at 6:30 and started knitting. It was a long day after the fair. It was so crowded. We went on some rides. William got his face painted.
So is that like was that like a state fair type thing that you went to?
County fair.
County fair? Yeah. Cool.
They had some rides. They had some Ferris wheels and those things, and fried dough and funnel cake, and there was one booth with everything you can possibly imagine fried, including bacon. Deep fried bacon.
That sounds awesome.
Like covered in breading and fried?
I don't know. I didn't eat it because it was like, I can't. He's like, nope, that's like 10 pounds right there. I'll just stick to a plain old funnel cake, which I only ate half of because by the time I was through it was like, I'm so full.
Man, I just go to the fairs just for the funnel cakes. Those things are amazing.
Pretty much. Although I do know how to make them at home. I have made them. Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, I know how to make them at home too, so
it's fairly easy.
I can't learn. That would be dangerous.
It's like knowing how to make raised donuts.
Yeah.
I've made those before too, and it's like, oh, this is so dangerous because they're so good and you have to eat them fast. Like, you're eating a dozen donuts in a day.
Yeah. Definitely, for sure. Man, I will be blissfully ignorant to that whole recipe there.
I almost got a maple covered, it was maple glazed fried dough with bacon.
Oh,
I was like, oh, no, there's too long of a line and there's too many people, and I'm just, let's go. Let's go before I eat anything else.
I'm just sitting here munching away at my bacon.
Yeah, bacon's good,
Everybody
man.
in the crowd that doesn't have any, I got some.
I think I eat bacon like on the reg. Like I eat it like a couple times a week, probably.
Real bacon or Canadian bacon?
Real bacon. Canadian bacon kind of sucks. Megan really likes it. They call it back bacon here. And like Megan really likes it. And so if we're doing like dinner for breakfast, I'll cook both regular bacon and Canadian bacon. And but I just don't like it. It's just thicker and just not as I like it crispy, you know.
It's more like a slab of ham.
Canadian bacon just ham?
Pretty much.
Yeah. It's called back bacon though, so it's a little different than ham, but
See, and then you've got a third kind, which is the kind you get from the UK, and it's even different from Canadian bacon. It tastes more like streaky bacon, like our regular strips of bacon, but it has a different, more Canadian bacon texture.
huh.
So it's weird and delicious, but I still am a fan of the streaky, fatty,
You know, I just love
yummy
all
bacon.
I'm
Like,
like,
I don't think-
we eat this thing called back fat. It's good. It's literally the fat in the back fried. They throw that in a hot oil, and it's like cracklins. Eating cracklins. Ever had that?
Yeah, it's like pork rinds, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the hard kind.
Yeah, it's basically deep fried fat.
Deep fried fat, exactly.
Huh.
I don't
Well,
let my husband make that too often because I'll eat it.
you guys, on this recipe, I don't know, JJ, if you want to throw the picture up.
It is right in the center.
I tried really hard to add something bacon-esque to this mix, but it just turned out like garbage. So my mix doesn't have any bacon in it. I couldn't be authentic.
The bacon, and that would count.
What's that?
I figured I would tell people that when you bake mine, make sure you have some bacon and eat it.
Eat it as you're vaping it. That's the best way, the closest way to get a bacon flavor anything with our.
Let me see. Hold on.
Who is it that?
Let's see how this works.
No. Winston's doesn't even have donut in it, so I don't know if you could call it a donut.
Mine's an inspirational one.
It was Ryan Wagenschutz
Inspired by the picture.
that said that in Facebook.
Thank you, Vape Ross Vape. Bacon and Twitter fights and nicotine.
Yeah, that's what I do, man. I've been chilling with VRV over there on the Twitter. He told me yesterday, Jennifer, you can't fight all these people. It's gonna drive you insane. And I was like, it's all right. I mean, I need something to keep me occupied. I was crazy before I got here. I just can't.
This is why I only post once or twice a day, kind of thing on Twitter. Like, I won't respond to too much.
I don't go on Twitter or Instagram.
Oh, I got suckered in, bro. I got sucked in with the stupidity. I only correct them sometimes.
You can get ragey on Twitter, like.
I pretend to be really nice. The way my comebacks are very appropriately correct, and it sounds like I'm being nice, kind of, but not nice. They're probably thinking, man, I hate to love this chick. Because, I mean, they can't talk shit back to me because I'm always like, thank you very much. And then I jab them at the end. It's mostly advocacy crap that I'm in over there.
Yeah, there's some good stuff that you can get.
I mean, I'm very passionate about vaping and mixing and all of it. So, I mean, I do get sucked in bad, especially when there's misinformation. I can't help it.
Well,
what did you try to do to make this recipe bacon-esque that didn't work? Because sometimes it's important to know what.
I don't have any bacon flavors, and I heard that the ones that are around kind of suck. But I try to add a little bit of black fire to one of my versions, because I just thought, okay, if I can get just a little bit of smokiness, a little bit of savoriness, it can kind of pass as bacon. But it was gross, and it clashed with the sweet maple donut. Like, it just.
So your black fire turned into a dumpster fire.
Yeah, it really did. It was so nasty. But I mean, the mix that I chose, I mean, it's good. It's a good maple bar. It just doesn't have the bacon, and it's it's got the the yeasty donutty part, and it's got the sweet frosty glaze to it. It just is missing the bacon.
How much Blackfire did you use in your failed version?
Like half a drop in a 30 mil. Like,
And
I know that's strong.
you're so sensitive to it.
It's strong.
I'm so blind to it.
Are you really?
Did you shake it and let it sit overnight?
Yeah, I didn't do it fresh. I didn't vape it fresh.
Well, being that Blackfire is a tobacco, it really needs a couple of weeks to steep.
Okay, well, I only gave it like 4 or 5 days, so
Yeah.
And it does work really well, like with apple pies and things.
And I threw it away, so I'm not gonna get to try it. I just tossed it. It's like, this isn't that nasty. It's gone. I don't need this in my life.
Some people just don't like it. I mean, some people just don't like
I like
Blackfire.
it in certain things.
Yeah.
I haven't used it very often, but the couple times that I have used it, I guess it depends on what you need. Like, I've tried it in a custard before, and it was pretty darn good.
I think it also depends on the donut flavor you use.
Yeah,
because I can't imagine Play-Doh and...
I didn't use Play-Doh, thank goodness. I did not use Capella. Well, I guess since we're talking about it, why don't I just go first?
Sounds good to me.
So I just called mine mlNikon's Maple Bar. You know me and how original I am with my names. But I just did one donut layer, one flavor for the donut base, and that's 2% Wonder Flavor glazed donut. I tried it with like some Flavor sweet dough and something else, and it just didn't work. The Wonder Flavor's glazed donut is really nice. It's a lot. It's like half glaze and like half donut. It's a lot of glaze, but in this application, it works really well. And like the donut part that's there is very like light and yeasty, like a maple bar, And then I did the maple layer. I did Flavor Maple Bar at 2%. It's got a really nice. It doesn't really have much of a donut. It's mostly just like the maple frosting part of a maple bar. It's got like kind of that waxy, that little bit of like kind of like glazy texture to it that I really like. But then I bumped it up. I wanted more maple, so I did 1% FA maple. Now, if you're going to be making this and setting it aside for like a couple weeks, go down to like 0.75%. But since I've just vaped this like 4 or 5 days after I mixed it, 1% is what was needed, because FA maple grows with time. It gets a lot stronger. And then I added 1% Wonder Flavor's Vanilla Cream Extra, basically just for like some depth and richness. Do you mind? I don't know if you guys.
It wasn't dogs barking.
No, it's sirens. Like, how dare the ambulance come by my window? Anyway, I just added some Wonder Flavors Vanilla Cream Extra. It's really good vanilla. It's very rich and very kind of deep, and I just wanted to add a little bit of that in the mix. And I like it. It's a good, simple maple bar. It's I'll be vaping the whole thing, and it's pretty good. Give it a try.
Looks good.
Yeah, I think so. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think maybe the glazed donut is just too kind of light and sweet, that it just clashed with the Blackfire.
Yeah, because sometimes I do find that Blackfire doesn't go with like overly really sweet, bright things. It's better for darker things. Maple's usually pretty dark.
Yeah, it is.
Maybe you just didn't like it.
Yeah, I was muted. Oh well, I think they got the gist of what I said.
Carrot bacon. What?
That's gross.
That's like an insult to bacon. What the heck is carrot bacon? That just does not sound good.
Carrot bacon is that bacon that is made out of vegetables.
Rin is a pescatarian, so she hasn't had real bacon in a long time.
Yeah. Bacon bits is about as good as it gets for me these days.
So are you pescatarian? If you don't mind me asking, and you don't have to answer it if you don't want to, but are you pescatarian for like health reasons? Or are you pescatarian for like ethical reasons? Or
I kind of explained it in chat. I don't like to talk about it because a lot of vegans and vegetarians get really preachy, and I just don't like to be like that. But
yeah,
for me, I was getting sick from eating chicken because chicken is what I ate the most of when I was eating meat, and it just naturally made me have an aversion towards it. Like it just grossed me out. So I started cutting back just in meat in general, and it turned into a thing where I just stopped eating it.
that's cool. You know, I'm one of those, like, I'm never going to go pescatarian or anything, but I definitely need more seafood in my life. I don't eat hardly any fish or anything like that. So that I should probably incorporate more.
Not Presbyterian, pescatarian. And it's not even that I'm a huge fan of seafood, but it's like, I don't know. Like, I don't have an aversion to that because it's kind of a different texture. I don't know why I feel differently towards it. But like these days, like they have the Impossible burgers out now that are really good. They're really close to texture and taste of a real, beef hamburger.
Yeah.
First time I tried it, it just it was off-putting because I hadn't had that texture in so long. I'm like,
yeah,
is this real beef and they're messing with me, or like do they make them?
The industry has come a long way in like vegetarian options.
Yeah, and they're making
awesome.
What's your favorite?
Don't want to ruin it for you, but I just read a thing saying that the Impossible Burger and I think there was one other company, their veggie burgers have been tested and have tested positive for the glyphosate stuff from the Roundup Ready GMO things, if that's a concern.
I don't know what that means.
In the GMOs that they're using for soy and corn and those kinds of things, they have they're genetically modified to allow the farmers to put more Roundup on it, so it's fully coated with pesticides.
Well, I mean, it's not something I eat often, so
a little bit.
Yeah. What's your favorite fish?
What did I have? I had it for the first time last Christmas. I don't think, was it catfish?
Oh, I like catfish.
Might have been catfish. It was very light and flaky and just...
Yeah, that sounds like catfish. I mean, they cook a lot of catfish around here. That's not my favorite.
I was gonna say that's my favorite, like the southern prepared, like fried, horrible for you, fried catfish.
Yep, they love to make that stuff around here, and I guess it's good if you like a mild, flaky fish. I like with consistency. I mean, I like my fish with consistency. I like tuna.
I love tuna too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I like it cold. Like I don't like to eat like a fillet of it. I like it like in the.
I like a big shake of tuna.
I like canned tuna.
No, I don't like canned tuna. I do eat canned tuna too, but I like
I eat that like once a week.
Or fat tuna steak, and you just fry it on each side nice and crisp, but you leave the center medium rare.
Mm-mm.
I don't know that
I like my fish all the way through.
You guys are making me hungry.
Swordfish is probably my favorite.
I haven't tried that because you have to have that prepared. Like it has to be prepared well, otherwise it's gross.
No, if you throw it in some tin foil and put it in your oven with a little bit of butter and some lemon, perfect. Like it's good.
All right.
It's easy.
I'm getting starving, and that's enough.
You started
Who's going next?
I'll go. So I tried similar to Emily to do like a bacon-esque thing, and it just failed. I tried using an ashy tobacco because I thought maybe that would be a nice ashiness to it. Plus, like a maple tobacco isn't bad, in my opinion. but the salt is where I kind of like bacon's salty, and I tried salted caramel. I didn't really get any salt from it, so I just kind of gave up, to be honest. So I used 1.25% Flavora maple bar, and then 0.75 of Vape Train scorched caramel, because it does kind of have a smokiness to it. So I figured at least that would be in there. Then I put like a filling in it. I put 1% sweet cream and 0.5% vanilla cream, and then 0.5% of Zapola, just to bump up like the donut fried dough-esque note. That's it.
These look delicious.
Yeah, that flavor, the Flavora maple bar surprised me because I'm not a huge fan of maple, especially vaping it, but it's almost like a smooth maple. Like it's not.
Yeah.
Clean.
Yeah, and for me, I haven't tried that Vape Train salted caramel, so that's something that I might need to either pick up or look in my box to see what happens.
I haven't tried the scorched caramel, but their salted caramel is a little toasty like that as well.
Sorry, so, I did mean scorched caramel. I didn't mean salted. My bad.
I can see it adding like a little bit of like savory toastiness that might be good.
Yeah.
And of course that sweet cream. Can't go wrong adding that in.
Yeah.
So how donutty is it?
With the Zapola, it's you can taste the donut in there, but I mean, you're gonna get mostly the glaze and that kind of stuff. It's very sweet. I wouldn't say it's overly sweet, but it's definitely sweeter than I typically do.
Right.
But yeah,
nice.
Good.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for sharing.
All right, who wants to go next?
I'll go next because mine's a surprise. But it's not really a surprise knowing me, so.
Did you put carrot in it again?
Negative. Is it up yet, JJ? I successfully used Blackfire, I'll have you know. Nice. I did what's called
Cigar Passion.
Smoked
go ahead.
Maple Bar. I did Blackfire at 0.10%. So that's more than a drop, Emily. It's like 3 drops in a 30 mil. And I mix in 30 mils. I don't do 10 mils because I can't measure that shit. I always go over and then I have to adjust my percentages. And I hate pulling out the little graduated needles with the little to get the right amount in. So I just use 30 mils, which I'm almost out of bottles, by the way. I need to order some. I use bourbon from Flavora at 0.30 because Blackfire and bourbon, they go well together. Cigar Passion at 2% because I love that flavor. And it's got the outer layer. So imagine this. The outer layer of a cigar could be our bacon bits at the top. So this is inspired by the picture recipe. Kentucky Blend Flavora, because Kentucky Blend is kind of orangey and it has some deep woody notes. And the Maple Bar from Flavora, that's my only maple flavor in there. It's supposed to be a maple bar, so I'll call it a maple bar. It is what it is, y'all. Shade at 1.5, Sweet Cigarette from Flavora to give it, some more cigarette-y. Sweet Cigarette is really good at putting everything together, at rounding all the rough edges and making it into a cohesive tobacco. It's one of my favorite additives in there. And I only use it at 0.25% because I didn't want that to be the dominant flavor. And it does tend to be a pretty stout flavor if you use it too high, but I wanted it to be in the body and to give it a nice thick feel to it. And then I use vanilla bourbon from FA because that's a deep, spicy, dark vanilla. And everything in here is so deep, dark, and thick that it needed a vanilla that would punch through and give it just a little bit of spice to it. And I like the vanilla bourbon for that. It also helps round out that bourbon and gives it a smoother exhale. This has a lot going on, even though it's one of my smaller amount of ingredients. It's only got 7 in it, but the flavors, all the flavors that are in there are working cohesively to make a very nice cigarish type flavor. That's almost like those cigars that have bourbon sprayed on the leaves, and you can actually taste like the center and the outer leathery layer, and all the maple in there makes it sweet. So it's pretty sweet, but it's pretty accurate for a cigar like.
So what made you look at this picture and be like, I'm gonna make it tobacco?
Well, because I tried all the bacons like everybody else did. They sucked. And then I was like, you know what? If I can't make the picture to accuracy, I'm just going to be inspired by it.
Hey, why not, right?
Yeah.
Cruiser said this is pushing the definition of artistic license.
Art is art. There's no actual definition.
Objective. Yeah, sure. That's awesome. I mean,
it all sucks. I can't make the picture accurately. Let me just do this.
I'm sure for tobacco lovers, this is delicious.
And I don't throw any out there that often, so there you go.
Yeah, there you go, folks.
I tried shade as well in the one I used tobacco.
Did you? Shade is such a good flavor. It gives this ashy, the smoky note without, cigarette ash like. I mean, it's very nice. I really like shade, and I like sweet cigarette, but sweet cigarette is one of those that can get away from you. So you got, that's one that you want to use between 0.10 to 0.25. I've never really pushed it beyond that. I'm sure that it could be pushed for somebody who really wants an in your face cigarette like, but it's not for me. For me, it's an additive. Cool. Right now, the recipe is still on ELR, but I am going to add it to ATF later. I didn't have time to do that in my laziness of not doing anything all day, except for going to the grocery store because I left it for the last minute. And leaving it for the last minute means it didn't get done.
Nice.
But the recipe got made.
People will be able to find it on all the flavors.
Yes, and they'll be able to find it on the MIXINVIXENS. It's just not there right now.
Awesome.
And I was not about to volunteer. I made that mistake once, and then I saw him.
I know, right? No one's doing that but Jen.
Nope. That's your burden.
We're all in charge of putting our own recipes in. That's the way it should be. That's
right. And I use too many flavors, so they don't like having to key all that in. One time, Rin said she would do it. I was like, thank God. And then she was like, Jennifer! I think I had like 14 flavors in there.
I had like carpal tunnel by the end of it.
Rin, you're a trooper.
Like, never again.
Nope. Draw the line.
And let me tell you, when Rin says never, she really means never.
Yeah, your arm's got to be broken or something.
All right, JJ, what you got?
I ended up somewhere in between everybody's recipes because I used Blackfire. I also used Oakwood because I wanted the impression of bacon without using a bacon flavor because they all suck. So a little bit of Oakwood and a little bit of Blackfire. I used 0.2 for Blackfire because I'm blind to it and I figure this is a steeper anyway. 0.35 of Oakwood, and that just gives it a smoky, woody kind of flavor to it, which is kind of the impression of bacon, but not really bacon. And then for the donut, I used Zeppole at 3%, Flavora Sweet Dough at 0.25%, and then the Flavora Maple Bar at 2%, 0.75% of Flavor Art Maple Syrup, and 1.5% of Flavora Frosting, and then a bit of Flavor Art Oba Oba, which rounds out the frosting flavors.
Nice. I never would have thought to use Oba Oba in this, but I can really see it working well because of that textural element that it brings.
Yeah, it's like a powdery vanilla.
Yeah.
is generally how I treat it. It's because it's got that bit of a candy kind of texture. So adding that to the frosting, it makes it more frosting like.
I thought about using that sweet dough in my cigar, but it's just too much. It's too deep.
Yeah, I tried using sweet dough also, and it just like was too dark, like and too heavy, you know? It just didn't work.
At 0.25% with Zeppela, to me, it just kind of rounds it out, makes it a little greasier.
Yeah, I didn't have Zeppela in mine, so.
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great flavor. It's one that would go with a maple bar. It just won't go in a cigar.
Yeah, I think it's awesome, like that we all used vanilla, and JJ used Oba Oba, which is like a powdered vanilla. Like that was kind of except for Jen because she went off the rails.
I used vanilla.
She did use vanilla too.
You used vanilla too.
She forgot there were so many flavors.
That's right. That's right. But we all have such different recipes, yet there are definitely similarities. Like a lot of us use maple bar. All of us use maple.
All of us, yeah.
And that's like the go-to. You know, you see a maple bar, well, Flavora maple bar.
And I thought about just going with FA, but then I was like, nah, I don't want. I don't know. I
find Flavor Arts maple to be kind of thin, like real maple syrup.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't want maple syrup on my maple bar. I wanted it to be frosting. But I just used Flavor Arts to kind of back up the Flavora maple bar because that one's kind of, I don't know, it's like maple frosting to me.
Exactly.
So I wanted a little extra maple and then the extra frosting on top of it to add more texture back to it. Like, I don't know. It worked.
Yeah, and it's probably delicious.
I have a question for Jen's recipe, back to the tobacco one. Do you get much maple flavor from it? Because I know you only had like 0.75% or something like that of maple bar.
Yeah. Yes. In a cigar, the maple, whenever you make a tobacco. So here's the deal. So I like dry tobaccos, pretty much. I like dry, earthy, maybe a little bit leathery, but at the same time, I don't like them very moist. So when you add, and there's that word, Rin, moist, just for you, baby. When you add something like maple bar, your tobacco is there, but whatever flavor you add to tobacco is the flavor that you're going to have on the exhale, no matter what tobacco it pretty much is. It doesn't really matter. Once you add a flavor to tobacco, you're going to taste that. Now, mixed with the bourbon, it does taste like a maple bourbon versus a strong maple. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's more like a maple bourbon.
No, that totally makes sense. There's some flavors that just bring it out more. And bourbon definitely would be one of them because it's like deep and sticky and, you know, like sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
You're going to mix a tobacco, Emily?
No, I think I'm missing like half the flavors.
You're just asking for the crowd?
Just asking for the crowd, yep.
You remember that tobacco recipe you made specifically for her?
Yes.
Did you ever mix that?
She threw it away.
I think I probably did mix it. I think I did mix it, but I didn't like it. I just don't like tobaccos. If I want tobacco, I'm going to smoke a cigarette.
It's not the same. Cigarettes taste a lot worse.
Mm. So what does Oakwood taste like?
It's slightly woody. It's not the same as Flavora's Oak Barrel. Like, that is more woody. Oakwood is more of a smoky, woody. It's lighter in general, so to me it was more that smokehouse kind of aroma.
The way I describe Oakwood is, have you ever been in a room where they had a lot of wood laying around, the planks of wood, and that scent that's in the air that's light, not like you're chewing it, but like you're in an old barn or something, and you can smell that.
But
well, I mean, and you know why I say that? Because to me, Flavora is like chewing on freaking oak. I mean, it tastes like I took a damn bite out of that piece of wood.
It's like taking a large chunk of it and just holding it in your mouth and just kind of sucking on a piece
Sucking
of milk
on it.
barrel.
Yeah,
This
that's
one's a little chewy.
that's what Flavora tastes like to me. I mean, it tastes like, damn, did I just suck on a piece of wood? Where Flavor Arts is more like the aroma. It's really nice.
Nice. Yeah, I can see that working and giving it like a bacon-esque vibe to this mix, especially mixed with a little bit of black fire.
Yeah, I mostly just wanted the impression of bacon. So
Yeah,
And I wanted the impression of the picture.
that's like the that's the best you're gonna do is an impression of bacon. So
our chat's getting dirty tonight.
yeah, I was hoping that wouldn't go there, but
It did. I had a piece of wood in my mouth, and BRV has to bring it up.
Well, you're not supposed to bite it.
Well,
then
some people like that little bit of a nibble.
oh,
Yes, get red. Do it.
you guys have to do this like every episode. It's like your goal is to make me blush.
You were gone for a month. We have a lot of work.
Yeah, well, I'm making up to do.
Yeah. And you missed the cucumber.
Yeah, I know. I missed the cucumber. I'm so sad about that.
And Rin actually embarrassed me in one of the shows when you weren't around. I don't remember what it was, but I blushed. And I was like, oh my God, it happened.
I think it was about a MILF.
I think so.
Yeah, something about a MILF.
Jen is our registered MILF.
Yeah,
Apparently
maybe-
she doesn't like it when you go on about her looks or something. So if you want to make her red.
Or ignore that you guys are talking, right?
Let's see what chat's got to say.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing.
All right, well, JJ's got next week's picture up, and this is interesting. I got some new tea flavors, so I'm excited to try this. This is just a box of assorted teas, so basically anything goes. We can make whatever we want as long as it's tea-ish, I guess.
I'm excited about that. I'm way excited because I do have a couple of teas myself.
I finally just got, what is it? Super concentrate tea? Black tea?
Mm.
So I'm going to try that. I'll be trying some one-on-one milk tea. I love that flavor.
I was disappointed with Super Concentrate's black tea.
Yeah?
I'm sorry, I hyped it up too much for you.
It tastes floral. It's just a little too floral.
Oh.
Yeah, that's just you.
All right. Well, I'll be the judge. I'll let you guys know next week.
I loved it with some lemon and raspberry and polar blast.
Steve from Down the Rabbit Hole says, make a tea without using tea concentrates.
No.
It's been done, like fruit teas and stuff.
I think passion tea, the one I made, doesn't have tea in it.
Yeah.
If I recall.
But like a earthy black or orange pico tea, like I don't know how you would do that without using a tea concentrate.
There's some dirt in it.
Oh, what flavor tastes like dirt?
I'm gonna go make myself a tea right now after the show. That sounds good.
See,
I messed it up though.
I'm already
can make
ahead of the
tea.
game. I've got a sample here already. It's been
Oh,
steeping
look
for
at
3
you
weeks.
being- working ahead. Okay, now remember, JJ, you get into trouble when you work too far ahead.
Well, I was mixing this actually not even for this because I didn't realize we had a tea the end of the month. I just know tea needs to steep for a good month, and it's almost done, so I'm going to test it.
Oh, I'm excited. I just thought of one that I can use that I'm going to make. I haven't made my tea at all, but I know what I'm using. I think JJ.
All right, well, keep it to yourself. We don't want anyone stealing from you.
Spill the tea.
Oh, snap.
What's your favorite tea?
Mine?
Anyone?
Tea
Yeah, mine is-
tea.
No, I mean like in real life. What's your favorite
Oh.
blend of tea?
I've been digging this Earl Grey with vanilla
I
lately.
like Earl Grey.
Yep. Earl Grey is probably my favorite.
I just do green tea with. I like the Lipton teas I mean, I like cheap tea. I'm cheap, so I like the Lipton with orange and passion fruit tea, and I also like so that one's green tea, and then I like regular black tea. That's it. It's with squeeze of lemon and unsweetened. I drink my tea unsweet tea with a squeeze of lemon.
No, see, I gotta mess my tea up. I make it bulletproof style. So I add heavy cream and sweetener and a little bit of butter and some MCT oil and blend it up.
That's disgusting. Warm though, right? I drink cold tea all day.
Yeah, warm. If I'm doing iced tea, then it's just like straight with sweetener.
Yeah, mine. I make a bottle this big and take to work, and I drink on that all day long. Just black tea with a squeeze of lemon. Sometimes I can drink that like water instead of water.
I used to do iced tea with sweet and low in it, but sweet and low is not good, so I just do like erythritol or stevia or something in it.
I just drink mine straight.
White tea with peach is delicious too.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Which one?
White tea with peach.
I've never had a white tea. And I've tried so hard to like tea unsweetened, you know, because it's something I thought like I could drink, and it's green tea especially is supposed to be really good for you. And
so do you drink your green tea warm also?
Yeah.
I love hot tea.
I'll make green tea bulletproof also.
See, VRV earlier said that he thought I was a mobster in my past life because I like bourbon and cigars and black tea. And there's nothing like bourbon with black tea in it.
Just put bourbon in everything, or donuts, or tea.
Yeah, I really do like bourbon in real life and in my shit.
She's like a cowboy. She likes bourbon and tobacco. All right, guys. That's our show.
Yeah, we didn't have anybody participate because nobody wanted to take on the
nobody played along. Boo.
They didn't want to participate with the bacon. Like, bacon. Let's see what they do.
But I don't understand. It's like, folks, you can artistically take inspiration from the pictures. You don't have to mix the exact same thing that's on the screen.
Yeah, take cues from me.
Sometimes when we're like, yeah, no, I'm not mixing that. It's like, I'm mixing something inspired by that.
And I told all the girls to cook some bacon and let's just eat that as we vape. See how it pairs up. But I've been on a menthol all week, so it was very nice to be able to have a cigar to offset the menthol.
Cool. Someone want to get us out of here?
Thank you guys for watching. Thank you to Bull City Flavors, e-cig Express, where you can get our one-shots under the MIXINVIXENS we have our own little category there. Go check out Wayne at DIY or Die on YouTube and his website. Thank you to all the flavors, Flavora. Am I missing something?
Bull City Flavors?
Yeah, I said them.
No, I think that's it.
And check out our one-shots at e-cig Express.
Hey, guys, and one more thing. I don't know if you guys are aware, but Facebook, YouTube has deranked us, and they have eliminated us as part of their campaigns, you know, where you see things that are kind of in your same line of things that you would normally watch. That has happened. So we are not getting as much views because we're not bringing in new people. Pretty much what we have is the organic growth that you guys can help us with. So share the show, tell a friend, you know, share some of it for our channel to continue to grow and for us to keep putting out the content. It's going to have to grow internally through our own sharing because we are definitely under fire. You know, the word vaping, everybody hates us right now.
Well,
and
all of the vape channels are down by at least 30% for views, if not upwards of 60% compared to the first 3 months of the year. Starting in May, they started demonetizing large swaths of people they want to get off of the platform. Ultimately, they want us off the platform. They don't want us on YouTube. So at some point, we may have to move. because
Right.
there is always the chance all of our channels will just get shut off.
And there is that chance, but for now, share the vixens, share our recipes in the groups that you're in. I mean, I know that we all cross-reference in the same groups, but if you make something that we make, share it, talk about it, let them know that the show is on. You know, I think that from now on, whenever, I mean, and I try to do it, I try to post both on ELR and ATF, and I try to copy the link of the show on my description of the recipe so that somebody might click on it, because that's the only way we're going to gain new views is by putting it in places that are like unsuspecting of what we're doing, you know?
Yeah, and come join us over on my channel at 7:30 because we are going to be talking about vape lung and all sorts of ranty stuff tonight.
Yeah,
Nice.
vape lung, guys. Vape lung.
Yeah.
It's out there.
It's a
Be
new
careful.
thing.
Don't get it.
Dang, watch out. And tomorrow, Noted is doing apricots. If you're interested, come check it out.
I love apricots. Yes, I'll check it out.
Awesome.
If I fall asleep, I'll watch it on Tuesday.
Sweet. Bye, guys.
Bye.